Hello, welcome guys. I wanted to do one more quick video today for just since there's a new game mode out there, and it looks like when you go into the main menu and hit play is where you find this, and it's called Planet Clash, right? And it looks like it's only available for 20 days. And you get, so there's some missions. If you didn't see my update video, there's some missions to do with it's very, very similar concept to, I think the last time we had, a similar game mode to this was Halloween, and there was the Halloween event where you had to like defend Transylvania, right? And it was basically horde mode, right? So you're actually, it's co-op, and you've got, four people on your team, right? And it's just, fighting waves of enemies. And here they do move around the map. So this was my first time playing it. So this is easy mode, and I think what you want to do is you want to unlock the higher modes, because most of the missions that you need to do you can complete on the higher modes, and then some of them you can only complete on the higher modes, right? So to be the most efficient, you want to get to this is easy, there's probably a medium, there's probably a hard, and there's probably really hard or whatever, right? So and I think the most efficient way to do is probably play a game on each mode until you get up to hard, and then that's where most of the it looks like most of the missions can complete by doing it on hard, right? So highly recommend just getting to hard mode as quick as you can. But it's kind of interesting, me, I like it when the game mixes things up. I think the Halloween events have been at least somewhat entertaining for the time being that they're there, right? I don't think they would last long term, if it was always in the game. So it's nice to just have it for a little bit. It's like the McRib at McDonald's, right? Some people hate it, some people love it. Only available for a limited time, right? I think one that I didn't like is the racing, just because it felt so slow. I felt I was playing on slow motion for the racing ones, but yeah. So anyway, the whole point is to kill this all destroyer. But once you get him damaged enough, then he teleports and moves. And then you get different consumables. So for, I started out playing the Destroyer, so I don't even know what the other ones offer yet. But the Destroyer, you do get a shield, right? So as you're taking damage, it takes away from your shield first. Then, yeah, there's these, orbital attacks when he teleports, so you just have to avoid them. But yeah, so when you take damage, your shield takes that damage first, and then if it goes all the way down, then you start losing actual hit points, right? So one of the first consumable is actually a booster for your shield. So if you're taking damage on your shield, you can trigger that, and it'll heal your shield back up quicker than normal, right? And then you just have to, otherwise regularly, you just have to not take any hits for a little bit, and then your shield comes back, right? So I think that's the same. I think that's the same for all the other ship types, cruisers and battleships. I think they have a shield too, whether they have a booster consumable or not, I don't know. And then this one does the middle one, the circle with a lightning bolt around it, right? That's an EMP, and that actually is really nice. That it seems to disable shields and other, we got 11 incapacitations for triggering that, so it must disable just a ton of everything on enemy ships, right? So that's actually really nice. That's a cool feature. And then the smoke screen is a rolling smoke screen too. So then of course it's all these cool, obnoxious, spacey, sci-fi sound effects and stuff, right? So it's kind of nice to have a little mix up. I will probably play through this some, whether I make this a huge part of my videoing or creation. I don't know yet. So let me know in the comments if you guys like this kind of stuff or not, and that way that'll kind of help me determine how much time I want to spend with it. So this ship, at least it looks like this, there is a destroyer you can get to play within the main game for this update. Yeah, I'm trying to slow down so I can get torpedoes off at this guy. There is a ship that you can get and unlock, and it looks like this one. I don't know what it's like. I did an update video, and I kind of briefly went through the perks for it, right? So go check that out if you're really interested. But it's one of those things you can spend either a ton of doubloons on to get, or if you play this game type mode a lot, you can get it for the unique currency that drops for this game mode, right? And then there's, I think, 4 commander Geises. So I'm probably more inclined to go after just the commander Geises, just because they're easier to get. I don't have to play an obnoxious amount to get a couple of those, right? You don't have to play this a ton. And it's always just fun to have, some new unique commander Geises, right? But yeah, if you want the ship, I'm gonna guess you gotta play it a lot and get a lot of that currency. And like there wasn't like anything crazy awesome about the ship, so unlocking the ship. So I wasn't like too excited to like go for that. It didn't seem like a must-have, at least not to me, right? But and then yeah, new campaign started this week too. So go check out my update video if you're not at home and able to just start diving in and playing, right? So I kind of go through what all the new stuff is, right? So and then yeah, new Japanese cruiser line that's in early access now. So that should be fun too. That looks like they're very torpedo centric. Yeah, so shooting, just unloading and focusing on this all destroyer. There are like side quest type stuff you have to do, like it's like kill so many ships and things like that. I wasn't even paying attention to it on easy mode and completed them all, so I imagine getting up to easy, medium, and hard is probably not that much of a challenge. But if it is anything like the Halloween event, then it like the really hard, the like extreme mode gets like more and more difficult, right? So that might be one where I'm like, yeah, it's probably not worth the time investment, because that might be what you need to do if you want to get like all the commander Geises and the ship, that kind of thing. I mean, if you really want them and you're a wallet warrior, just go buy them for doubloons, right? But yeah, so I'll play this a little bit. Like I said, this is easy mode, so you see we're not struggling at all on easy mode. It is what it is. So I imagine, yes, it'll probably get a little more challenging once you get up to medium and hard, right? Like, so we will do that. And but yeah, I just wanted to this was literally my first game that I played with it. So I wanted to get a video out there in case anybody was just interested in being able to see it if you couldn't dive into it yet, or you wanted to determine whether it was something you wanted to do or not, right? Like, so yeah. But then yeah, for like campaign stuff, like I'm gonna have to go and play, standard games anyway. So I'll be doing that. I am kind of interested in the campaign ship this time around. Last campaign was a German cruiser, right? That like I kind of wasn't interested in. Plus I was playing other games too, so I didn't have a lot of time to like grind through the campaign. But like, then once I was playing and I saw other people have it, it seemed pretty good. Like I was having a tough time doing damage to it, so it's probably got a good armor scheme, I would imagine. But it's too late now; it's gone forever, right? But yeah, so yeah, I'm just going through using the consumables just to kind of test the waters with them. I think when it forces you to start off on easy, and then once you complete those, like the side missions of like killing so many ships or doing so much damage or whatever, then you can unlock the higher up, like the more difficult, skill levels or whatever. So absolutely, when you first dive in and you have to do easy, play around with the consumables so you get an understanding of what they do, right? That way you know what the heck's going on when you actually have to have a little bit of a challenge, right? Yeah, so the all-destroyer teleports. This was his 3rd time, and it does look like there's you're on a little bit of a time limit, right? So the 15-minute game. So I'm gonna imagine if you can't, and that'll probably be the challenge of the higher tiers, right? Like if you can't get him dead within, that we've got 6 minutes left here, right? So if you can't finish him off within the time frame, that's how you're gonna end up losing, right? So kill him quick, shoot him till they're dead. Classic video game style doing things, right? But yeah, I mean, torpedo reload too, like 10 seconds for these, right? So, and then even after one game, you're able to do quite a bit of unlocking of skills for the commander. So don't forget to do that once you start bumping yourself up levels, right? So yeah, go in, play your game, then re-up, level up your commander, because you get plenty of the it's a unique, it's just like how the Halloween event was. There's a unique commander currency that you get that you need to use, right? So You gotta play this. You can't just go in and level them up with regular Commander XP, right? So you gotta play this at least once, get some of that, then you can go and start leveling it up. And then, yeah, and then you'll probably unlock, you know, the medium, you know, version, the medium difficulty, probably your first or second game that you play. And then just, I would suggest diving right into the medium and then hard difficulty right away when you unlock them, because that's how you're going to kind of be the most efficient with completing the missions that you need to get the, you know, the unique currency for the event, right? So just unloading on the All Destroyer, and then he does have, I think he did have one more wave of enemies that spawned. So that's why we were kind of focusing on those guys, because it started to get a little shaky, because we're being, of course, we're being super aggressive since it's easy mode, right? And then when I did already use the EMP, but it's almost ready again. But yeah, that eliminates, it seems to eliminate enemy shields as well as, like incapacitates literally everything on their ship. So you see, like, if you look at the top right, we have 70 incapacitation banners, like, this just because, like, of how, like, it just disables everything, right? So I'm sure if they have damage con, it's always interesting to, you know, because you can't really tell, like, these enemy ships, like, if they, how often they can use damage con and stuff like that. Yeah, here comes the last wave. So yeah, I did focus a little bit on them. But yeah, like, so yeah, it's kind of nice. So we'll use the EMP when it pops up here again. And then yeah, we got 24 incapacitations just from that one, right? So, like, I think just shuts everything down. But at least with that too, yeah, and All Destroyer, I think my teammates were really hyper focused on him, like, kill it now. So yeah, I dumped these last torpedoes at it, and it was like kind of mute, but. I think it looked like we didn't have to finish off the ads, so that was kind of nice. But, like, I think with some of these, yeah, so here's the other tasks. 3 players survive, main goal in less than 13 minutes, sink enemy ships, complete all 3 destroyer encounter phases. Okay, yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what that means, but we did it easily, I'm sure, right? And we're top of the leaderboard. Of course we're the best player, right? We're always, you know me, right? But yeah, so that was my first game. So you can see this, the commander is level 1 still, right? So we'll go into her profile, and then we'll see. So we got 150 of the resources. So that lets us put her up to 7 right away. And then that unlocks, you know, you can at least choose what perks you want in here. Oh man, some of the, so these are always like a little more extreme. Like, look at, like, torpedo speed, like, way down, right? Main battery reload 70% more. Like, that's just such a big hit to, like, I'm like, all right, so torpedo launcher reload 10% faster reload on a 10-second reload is only, you know, 9 seconds. So it's like, all right, I'll pick the smoke one, you know, like, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, so here, like, now you're at least, your guns are doing significantly more damage, but then your shield is way longer to restart charging, right? So some of these, I'm like, you know what, at the harder difficulties, you may have to go with some of those options, but for now, I'm going to pick the ones that don't have negative status effects, right? And yeah, you need 5 million Cyberons to unlock the legendary perk. But yeah, that is Planet Clash, so that's, I think this is available. Yeah, so here's how you gotta use the bumpers to tab over to normal, hard, and the really hard, right? So yeah, so after one game, I'm able to go into normal now, and then yeah, so it looks like you just have to complete those tasks to unlock the next level, right? But yeah, so that is Planet Clash. That looks like that's available for 20 days. So just, you know, these first couple weeks here of the of the update with the new campaign. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'm going to continue to put out daily War of the Warships Legends videos, so make sure you're following the channel. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time. See you tomorrow.